Hi everyone, this is Free, and today we'll be talking about the Building Partnerships project and the areas we believe are most crucial to address, especially here in New York City. Our research is based on the hypothesis that that there might be a strong relationship between education and homelessness, and we want to explore how housing insecurity affects students and families, and how their lived experiences can be translated into data-driven solutions. And as data analysts, we've often worked with community data in past projects, but through this project, we realized that it's not just not enough to use just data about the communities, and it's time we start using data with the communities, and that means centering their voices, perspectives, and priorities in the process. And in the initial phase, our focus will be on analyzing trends across boroughs using various data sources, and we'll create a borough-wise comparisons and time series charts to help identify the patterns and correlations. And this will give us a clearer picture of how housing insecurity and education outcomes are connected, and set the stage for deeper community-led insights.
So we'll be using a participatory approach for this study. And again, our main goal is to ensure that we bridge the gaps and understanding how housing insecurity is affected by education. We'll be focusing on first in and presenting our initial findings to our different stakeholders, starting with community advisory boards, inviting people who are experiencing homelessness or housing or at risk of housing insecurity. And again, our goal is to ensure that community members and stakeholders are co-analysts and that they're able to add their lived experiences into the initial findings that we present. Um, our stakeholders vary in different scopes, but the priority, again, is to ensure that people who are experiencing this have a voice in our project. We also hope to engage with community-based organizations that are borough-specific, that are working or have been working in some of the variables that we have mentioned in our initial analysis. We also hope to engage civic techs and research think tanks, such as the Robin Housing Lab and Code for America, and the various other organizations that, again, have worked and have presented findings on this topic. And finally, we'll be engaging with agencies such as New York City's Department of Health and Department of Education and the Social Services Department.
Okay, so when it comes to the ethical considerations, so our research will put the ethics and the responsibility at the center. We will anonymize our data and avoid simple claims that stigmatize communities, since housing and education are shaped by large structural issues. And the community organizations connect us with residents and bring lived experience into the process. And we will make sure the research institution ensure the rigorous and independent review, and the public agencies provide data and public policy guidance. And the community advisory board oversees process and ensure accountability on us. And the conclusion is this project is asked if education can influence or prevent housing insecurity in New York City by combining quantitative analysis with community voice. So we expect results that are rigorous and grounded in lived experience. We aim to show how graduation rates relate to housing insecurity and explain why these patterns exist, and suggest policies that use education program to support stable housing. Education is not a full solution, but it's a powerful tool for creating opportunities and reducing vulnerabilities.
Thank you, everyone. And we finally want to end our presentation with this famous saying, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and finally I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right.